Okay, I'm going to put this back in the stand, and I think the second I do, it's going to roar off. But let's just see what happens. Yeah, still there. I don't think it's a big fish, actually. I would say, yes, fish on! Hooray, fish on! And I'm in contact with it. They have a habit of running towards the beach, so I'm trying to keep in touch with it. It's definitely still on, I think. Yep, I can feel it. Say the bigger ones usually take line, so I'm not sure this is that big a fish, but he's a fish. It's on and hopefully being filmed as well. Keep everyone happy. You can feel it's still on there. Has it fallen off? No, it's still there. There we are. One not very big Corvina croaking fish. Not a very big example. But what I'm going to do is just unhook that and get it back. Most of my bait is still intact. Now before I caught this one, I had exactly the same thing again. I had a bite, and let's walk it down to the beach, chuck it into the water there. That's it, that's in water. It ran towards the beach and basically bit the line off. So, you know, might have been a bigger one, deep hooked, might have just sliced itself on a rock. I'm fairly happy with that bait actually, so I think what I'm going to do is just get that out. We've got jellyfish being washed up on the beach all day here. I'm hoping I'm not going to have a problem casting with this phone on. Let's check the draggers off. Yeah. That's it. Don't know how far I'm casting, but in daytime I'm only using a 3-ounce lead. And the reason for that is it's just, there's no real movement in the sea apart from the waves you can hear crashing on the beach. It's very, very calm. So should I hold the rod? I'm going to hold it for a minute or two. I have to say, on other nights bites have come a lot faster and a lot earlier than this tonight. I'm glad I got one on film, but it wasn't a very big fish, so you know, stick the rod on the rest and see what happens. That's okay. Well, I'll have to play this film back in a while and see if any of this has actually been captured. I'm just going to mess around with my torch. Yeah, that's the brightest setting I've got it on now. That one. So, yes, there's a bite on that. Let's just engage the gears. He's off. I think he's on, but not very big again. I think, to be fair, these are probably the fish that I was missing yesterday. Using a bigger hook, they're not very big. They give great bites, but I think this is still on, to be honest with you. I'm not sure that I really care. It's not that big. If it is still on, it's a bit of a whittler. Yeah, he's still on. There he goes, pretending to be a lot bigger than he is. Yeah. No, I don't even know if it is still on, actually. I think it's fallen off. Oh well. Still on, is he off? No, he's off. Yeah. Well, the bait is still on, and I think what I'm going to do this time is cast it out and hold the rod, and we'll see how that works out. There we go. So, no rest for the wicked when you're fishing at night. But a big plus from last night is there is no lightning in the distance. There's no sign of an electrical storm. In fact, there's very little wind, and as a result, I've got a sort of swarm of moths flying around this torch. Okay, something hit it then. There he is. I don't know. I don't think I hit him. No, don't think I did. I think I missed that. Okay. It happens. You know, I try and strike when they move off with the bait. And sometimes it makes contact and sometimes it doesn't. This time I thought that was a very good run with the bait, but I didn't manage to hit it. So what I'm going to do, just wind it in quickly and get it straight back out there, but he's taken the bait. Of course he has. So I can perhaps take this chance just to show you what I'm using as bait and how it's being presented. So two things have really worked on this holiday. One is this fish that I cannot pronounce in Spanish. It's called something like a bacaron. That's not right. And the other is these giant prawns called camarón, and those I tie on with bait elastic. I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but my bait elastic, I can't find the end to one of them. I'm sure I could do it in the daylight, but so I've had to open a new one. Minor unimportant detail, but that's on the video. So I just wind round a bit. And the idea of this is just to stop it obviously getting pulled to bits by smaller fish, and to hopefully make it stay on the hook a bit better. There seems to be a feeding spell on now. I'm just going to elastic this on. I'm sure a fish will be able to rip the head off this, but I hope this is being picked up on the vid. There we go. Stick that back in the tackle box. All of my tackle here to fish in Uruguay has been flight friendly. You know, in other words, instead of taking extra luggage, which will get lost on a long trip like this, my rod, reel, tackle, everything fits inside a suitcase. And that has worked for me for the last 10 years or so. No, not 10 years, maybe 8 years or so. And I've had some great fishing here. I think my tackle has sort of got better. I started off with a Rovex rod that I broke on 2 occasions. This I like a lot more. It's a bit more sturdy, a Shakespeare rod. And then I take sand sticks with me, sand spikes. That's about it. Extra line I take, that's something else I take. I've got a big spool of Gardner, I think it is, 20-pound, actually carp line, but quite durable stuff. On one of my reels I've got braid, 60-pound braid, and that is just in case the chance ever came to fish for rays and sharks, which I don't know. Ah, there's a bite. Okay, this time he's on, I think. Running towards me, so I have no idea whether he's still on or not, to be honest with you. Just trying to keep in contact with him. This is actually a good advert for using a fixed spool reel, because multipliers are a bit slow on the retrieve. I don't even know if this fish is still on. I'm just desperately trying to catch up with it. And no, I don't think he is. Yeah. Okay, the bait is, the fish isn't. So same procedure again. Didn't feel very big, so I don't feel too upset about that. Let's whack this out there again. So I was just talking about the rod. The reel, I've, as you might be able to see on this video, it's casting very well in the dark. I've even loosened it up a little bit just to give me that bit of extra distance, and as long as I put my thumb on it somewhere before it lands, which isn't easy to do in the dark, it seems to be okay. Holding the rod now rather than putting it in a stand, because bites just seem to be coming thick and fast. There's one little rattle. Yeah. Yes, now he's on. He's on, and I'm going to try walking backwards as well, just to speed my retrieval. God. I'm still not in contact with it. Oh, and the hook keeps dropping out. That's what I'm worried about, because they don't, they're not carp or something. They don't have great chunky fleshy mouths. It's like hooking into a perch that runs, or a bass would be the best. No, I think I've lost it again. Send it. Oh, God. No, I am gonna just put some more bait on this. Lots of lost fish, I'm afraid. I'm going to use one of these heads, just tipped off on the end here, and I won't bother elasticing it or anything because it's quite firm. Close the freezer bag. This is worth probably showing. Bought this in the supermarket, just a little freezer bag for keeping bait in, and it does a good job. It keeps it fresh for about 4 hours or so, which is not such a problem perhaps at night, but a big problem during the daytime when the sun is glaring down. Okay, gonna hold the rod again because all the bites will come within a few minutes. I just need to, oh shoot, no, what's happening there? That's it. Just needed to straighten out a little coil of line. Okay, back in business. Got a bite straight away, but it doesn't feel like anything very big. Another little rattle. Ah, yes, this feels a lot better. Oh my God, crikey mode. Yes. It's coming towards me again. I don't want that hook to fall out. Come on, go back. Yes, he's still on. No, don't fall off. Please don't fall off. Yes, he's still on. Oh, God. Oh. I hate this. I think I've lost it. No, he's still on. Just use that serve because here he is. Oh, he's nothing like as big as I thought. But that's actually not a bad size. There we are. And you can hear it croaking. Listen. They don't call you croaker fish for nothing, do they? Just going to hold that up for the vid. There we go, one Corvina from the beach. If you can see that still croaking away. And they have quite a nasty set of spikes around the gills, so I'm being careful there. Just take that hook out. That was elastic that got stuck on him, not the hook. Jellyfish there. Just chuck him back into the surf. There he goes. Okay. Good. Well, hopefully, if this video is anything worth seeing, there's two, not giants, but two croaker fish on there. I'm going to use another one of these heads. I'm not being too picky about my bait now because, you know, when the fish are feeding you, really, I feel like I'd rather have a bait out there than be messing around, changing everything. And I need to check my hook is still sharp. That's something I'm not always very good at. Yeah, that's sharp. I say that because I had my trip here last year. I lost a lot of hooked fish, and not because they were running towards the beach, just because they literally fell off, and it was my fault, basically user error, not checking the sharpness of the hooks. So there we are. It's chopped out. Going to hold it again. I think it's going to be time to go home soon, but if this feeding spell's going on, it's hard to give it up. It's funny, that felt like a much better fish, but it really wasn't that big. Yeah, some slack. I sometimes think that line going slack is a fish picking it up. I'm just trying to keep that rod in sight of the camera, so you might be able to see a bite if I now get one.